Greetings, 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 greetings. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right, so let me wait for some of y'all to come in. I'm not gonna stay long. We'll talk a few minutes, and I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. Take heed to my message. It takes so long. It takes so long for people to come on here. Let me make sure. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Welcome. Greetings. Namaste. Love and joy and peace. And I hope everybody's having a beautiful Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Listen, I want to talk about something very important. Let me make sure that you all can hear me. Can you all hear me? Let me know if you all can hear me. Let me know if you all can hear me. Let me know if you're out there. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? You know the way. How you doing? How you doing? Glad that you guys are joining. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see there. Let me be able to look at the comments. Take heed. Okay. Hey, Miss Kim. Brown Sugar, how you doing? Hey, from Belgium. Fire Water United. Greetings. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Always I'll always be back. Snowflakes. Evelyn, how you doing? Katerina, Pamela on purpose. Okay, good. You all hear me. Amanda from the UK. How are you doing? I want to talk something very simple. I want to talk something very simple because I want to be heard. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Oh, did I see the eclipse? I didn't see the eclipse. I saw the place got a little darker, but I didn't really see it. Not really involved too much on those type of stuff. Um, I like to be, you know, yeah, I heard it was nice though. Hey, Iris, greetings from Texas. Kawanda, how are you doing? Good evening. Blessings, blessings. SDM Ministries. So listen, I want to talk about something very important. I want to talk about presence, your presence, okay? Your presence. Because sometimes we're not aware of our own presence. And when you disregard your presence, a lot of us end up in situations because we don't honor our presence. Because when you talk about presence, I want you to remember and to understand. And I don't want to talk for long because I can't talk for long. I have to go. But I was just talking to a client just now, and I brought up, your presence. When you know what your presence means, you can't place yourself in anybody's hands and anybody's energy. I don't wrong anybody. You are more aware and you are more uh, intentional about where you go and who you go around and who you share your presence with, because I think a lot of us don't recognize our presence. We don't remember that we carry God. you know I think we don't realize that we carry God. And I think when you repeat it in your mind, I'm the carrier, I'm the vessel of God. I carry God. Whether you're male or female, you carry the same thing on the inside. And when you are aware of what you are carrying, you can't place yourself amongst those who don't recognize what they are carrying. Even though they're carrying the same God that you are carrying, some of us are more aware of what we are carrying. This is when we have to understand about our own presence is very important. And when you understand your presence, there's some things that you just don't live by. You don't live by emotions or feelings anymore. You live by understanding. Your understanding takes over. It takes over. Your self-respect takes over, and your discipline takes over your feelings. And I think when you understand what you carry, we have to be and listen and obey what we are carrying. Because sometimes what we are carrying in us, our presence tells us, don't go there. Don't do that person. Don't be with this person. Don't do it. Hey, Alicia. What's up, Kid Chocolate? How we doing? Hey, Adrian. Our presence tells us what we are carrying is telling us don't do it. Stay away. Stay away. But yet we don't listen and we fall victim to the same thing. Many of us we fall victim to our feelings. We fall victim to our thoughts. We fall victim to our desires. Even though see, sometimes your presence mean nothing to you, so therefore it won't mean anything to anyone else. If your presence mean nothing to you, it will not mean. See, many of us, we place our presence in places, and then when the people don't appreciate our presence, we think something is wrong with us. No, no, no. It means that their presence ain't for your presence to be in the midst of or to be around, and we have to understand that. I was looking at the scripture, and I just read this just to understand what I'm saying or what I'm thinking, because sometimes I think things and I read the Bible and I'm like, oh, that's what I was thinking. In Psalms verse 1, it says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. And when you think about it, it means your presence is very important. Whether you are dating, in a relationship, whether you're on friends, your presence have to actually speak for itself. Because when you understand your presence, you don't place your presence just anywhere. You don't give yourself to anybody just because. I was talking to someone today earlier, long time ago. Earlier today, for a few hours ago, and she was asking me a question. Thank you, Stephanie. She was asking me a question. She said, Kirk, what if you meet somebody and he is married, but his marriage is not good? He's not in a good marriage. And I like him a lot. A matter of fact, I just got divorced and I felt like he should have been my husband. And I'm not looking for a relationship, but only with him, I feel like I would be with him. But he has he's nice and he's soft and he listens to me. She said, what should I do? I said, the question is not what should you do? I said, do you believe in cheating? She said, no. I said, then that's all it is. I said, do you believe in cheating? No, I don't believe a man or woman should cheat. I said, well, if you don't believe in it, stick with your belief because your feelings will lie to you, won't it? Hey, Jocelyn, your feelings will lie, your emotions will tell you all these things. Your emotion begin to tell you what to do instead of what you believe. See, many of us, we know, we know the truth, but the feelings, boy, that feel. I said, do you believe in cheating? No, I don't. Then what else do you need? What else? Why do you need convincing? Why should someone convince you of what to do? You know what to do. See, many of us, we know what to do, don't we? We know what to do. We know what we shouldn't do. We know who we should do and who we shouldn't do. But these emotions get involved. And once emotion gets involved, here comes confusion. And you're not confused. It's just your emotion is telling you something, and your knowledge and your wisdom is telling you something else. Which one do you choose? See, when your knowledge or your wisdom and your emotions is talking to you, which one do you choose? Which one do you obey? You must obey your wisdom, not your emotions. See, many of you are falling victim to the same thing, which is your emotions. Your emotions become your God. Your emotions become your God. You obey your emotions. You obey your feelings. You obey your desires. I want and I feel and I desire this. And this is what you obey. The Bible said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Why are you taking commands from your feelings? Why do you allow your feelings to command you and you carry out the command? I was in the military for 20 plus years, and I know when a command is given, you carry it out. And if you carry it out, that means you are being inferior, right? The superior gives you an order, and the inferior, the lower ranking one, submit to the superior and carries out the mission. Understand, if you are carrying out the commands, That means you have to be inferior to whoever is commanding you. So therefore, your feelings is your commanding officer. When she told me this, she said, "Kirk, seriously, man, he's a good guy, but he's married and his wife is don't treat him good. His wife is not nice to him. His wife, he don't love his wife." I said, "That's not your business." I said, "That's not your concern. You are thinking into it. You are allowing your emotions to take root in your actions." I said, "You are thinking about it." I said, "That is not your concern. This is where we fail." I said, "Do you believe in cheating?" No. Then what are you talking about? See, sometimes, how do you know when your feelings are right or wrong? Does it align with what you believe? That's how you know. Understand, you have to ask, does it align with the truth? Here's the thing, right? What's up, concrete? Here's the thing. If I want a woman, if there's a woman who I'm attracted to and I want her, but she's married, she has her family, my feelings are just saying, "Oh, Kirk, she is attractive." But when I look at her life, she's taken, she's in a relationship, she has a family. I know for a fact those two things are off alignment. They're not aligned. It doesn't make sense. They don't come together. That means to get to her, I have to fight. I have to hide. I have to lose respect. I have to lose my truth. I have to stop communicating with the truth. I have to separate myself from the truth. Now, that's too much. If I have to do all of that just to get what I want, my feelings and my desires are wrong. I promise you, they are lying to me. We must understand and we must know what to obey. We can obey the truth or we can obey our desires. You gotta choose one, but whichever one will bring consequences. If you obey the truth, you will be free. But I promise you, if you obey your feelings are so flighty. They are so temporary. They are so emotional because it's based on emotions. It's based on temporary energy that's hitting you. So if you obey your feelings, you're gonna always be stuck in your feelings. Remember, if you are a slave to your feelings, you're gonna be stuck in your feelings, always feeling, always feeling, always up, always down, always left, and always right. Exactly. It puts you in horrible situations. This is why we must know, we must ask those questions. Later on, she told me, "Well, Kirk, let me ask you another question." I said, "What's the question?" She said, "What if he's not happy at home? And you know, what if he wants me too? And what if she is hurting his feelings? And what if she abusing him?" I said, "That is his business." I said, "If you enter a danger zone, knowing that is a danger zone, if you risk it all and enter a danger zone, you cannot be surprised by what you get, and you cannot complain that you are hurt. You cannot see you enter by your own risk. Many of us are entering situations that we know for a fact says danger. We know for a fact it says danger, but we still walking our narrow behinds in there, thinking that, well, F it, YOLO. You only live once, but you need healing for the rest of your life. You only live once, yes, but you're going to be suffering that rejection, that hate, that anger, that resentment for a long time. It's not worth it. It's not. If you know a place is condemned, don't enter. I don't care what you feel about it. I don't care if you used to live there. I don't care if it looks beautiful. I don't care if it's decorated. If it says, if you know to not enter, don't enter. Your presence deserves respect. Your presence demands respect. And when you understand, I realize what Psalms was that what David was saying. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Listen, you want to be blessed? Keep away from situations that you know for a fact is cursed. You want to be blessed? Leave people alone who's already in those relationships. You want to be blessed? Stop messing with people who don't want you. You want to be blessed? Stop being with people who are not intentional about your desires, about what you want, about being with you. You want to be blessed? Remove yourself from situations that doesn't benefit you. That's being blessed. Hey, boys, my beauty. That's if you want to be blessed. Listen, I'm telling you now, seated in the seat of the scornful, get up out of the damn chair. Get up. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, is in the truth, ain't it? Listen, when you understand how to read these scriptures and you put it into your life, listen, but his delight, what it says? What it says, but his delight is in the what? The law, the truth. If you know the truth and you feel something different, stick with what you know. You hear me? Hey, Sarah. If you know the truth and you feel, I want that person, I want her, I want to sleep. But what if me, she's married, Kirk, I'm married, but I can, she's married. What's the truth? What is the truth? The truth is the only truth that counts, the only one that makes the point is she's married. I don't care about what she has. I don't care about where her husband is. I don't care about what her husband is doing. I don't care if she's happy or not. I don't care if she's sad in the relationship. I don't care. The truth is she is married. Everything else is subjective, or which one? Objective? Subjective? It doesn't matter. Everything else comes afterwards. The truth is true. Listen, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in his law, that he meditate day and night. Listen, when you know better, you do better. So imagine your presence. See, the reason why we suffer so much, the reason why we suffer the way that we do is because we don't empower, we don't realize, we don't know, we don't understand our own presence. We place ourselves in anybody's hands because our feelings are there. We place ourselves in anybody's pants. We put ourselves in anybody's room because I'm in the mood, because I feel like, because I'm lonely. Listen, the truth or the feelings. Sometimes you gotta decide whichever one. You gotta decide whichever one. You can't keep the reason why we struggle the most is because we don't really we are slaves to our feelings. Isn't that what Paul was saying? We are slave to what we want. We are slave to the unclean stuff. We are slaves to what we think, to what we want, to how we feel. And therefore, if we become slaves to the truth, we'll always be free. If we become slaves to the truth, if we meditate on this day or night, the truth, we're gonna always be free. We're gonna always be free. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruits in his season. His leaf also. Listen, this is a promise. The heart wants what it wants. See, the heart don't want. See, you tell the heart what to want. What does the heart want? What do you think the heart wants? To be in chaotic situations? To be crying every night? To be asking somebody, how come you don't call me? I know you're married, but how come you don't call me? You think that's what the heart wants? You think the heart wants to be disappointed, to be hurt, to be angry, to be bitter, to be resentful? That's not what the heart wants. That's what the ego wants. See, we have to learn the identity of the ego. See, the heart wants to be free. That's all the heart wants. The heart wants freedom. The ego likes to be entangled, don't it? Hey, Filma. What's up, Oscar? How you doing? The ego likes to be entangled. The ego likes to be stimulated. The heart wants to be free. The heart wants to be free, free from all those things that forgiveness, free from all that malice, free from all that disappointment, free from all expectation. The heart wants to be free. Listen, the heart don't want what you think it wants. That's the ego. The ego wants those things. The ego wants those things. The ego wants to be entangled. The ego wants to be stroked. So let me mess with a married woman who I know for a fact is married. Let me change her mind. A matter of fact, let me mess with a woman who tells me that she is not ready for a commitment. Let me try to change her mind because I know my value. You know who do that? It's people who don't recognize their value. People who don't recognize their presence and who doesn't recognize their value are the ones who try to change a person's mind because they need that validation. So if I can meet you and you say, I don't want a relationship, number one, I don't want to feel like it's me that you don't want. I don't want to feel like it's me that you don't want. I don't want to feel like it's me. So therefore, let me try to get you still. Let me sleep with you. Let me get some. Let me spend more time with you. Let me prove to myself that I am able to get what I want. And when I get what I want, it's because you validate me. So I don't feel much about myself. Because a person who values themselves don't place themselves around people who are not ready for them. I promise you. Because I don't need validation. You don't have to validate me. So therefore, when I see that you're not ready, I don't waste your time because I know it's not about me. I know it's not. I know for a fact this ain't about me. See, sometimes the truth is your rejection. Listen, I was just telling my client because she was telling me that she felt a little rejected once, and I said, you know what? In my past, I have met some great women. Yeah, I have met some great women, and though they might think that I rejected them, the truth is I wasn't ready for them because I knew they wanted more, and I couldn't give them the more. I couldn't give them what they wanted, so I had to leave. I couldn't stay around. I couldn't stay. I could not because to stay when I know that you wanted more that I wasn't ready I wasn't able to give her more. So I had to leave. And she might see a lot of you right now walking around feeling like you are rejected. But that's not the case. A lot of you walking around right now thinking that you were rejected. It was not the case. You were being saved. You were being saved. See, sometimes your rejection is not about him not wanting you or you not being good enough. Sometimes rejection is like, hey, I'm not ready for you yet. I'm not where I'm not where you want me to be. I'm not where I should. I can't meet your goals. I can't meet your needs. Sometimes it is you don't have to try to understand everything that happened to you. You ain't got to understand everything that happened to you. You ain't got to try to understand everything because you will not. You want to free your mind, let things be what they are. You want to be free, let things be as they are. You want to keep space in your mind so that new thing comes, let things be. Let people go, let things go. Let be free. A lot of us are suffering, and it's not even yours that you are carrying. A lot of us are. Listen, you see this relationship stuff? It's what it do. Exactly, Bryce. Exactly. Listen, you see this relationship things that we struggle with the most? Why? Because you want what you want. You want what you want. The ego want what it's the ego wants what it wants, and you have to look exactly like the ego. But do you notice that the people that you fall for don't have nothing that on that list? The ones that you actually like, it's not the ones that list that you wrote down of what you want. It's not the ones that they don't meet that list. You know what you like? A person that brings you a specific or a certain vibration, a certain feeling. A certain feeling. There's a certain energy in your body when you see them. That's the one that you want. Not the ones who make this, who does this that you write. It's the one that brings you a certain feeling because the one that makes the money, does this, and meet all the requirements, you still probably won't want them. But the one that makes you feel, that's the one you want. You trust your feelings. Listen, we trust our feelings too much. You cannot listen. You have to respect. Oh, they're good and better, right? You have to respect your presence, man. If you respect your presence, you won't be in a whole bunch of situations. Somebody say amen. The energy is peace. I'm telling if you respect your presence, there are certain situations that you won't be in, true or false. I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. Come on. I'm waiting for your comments. If you really respected your presence, And when I say respect the presence, I mean respect the God in you, respect the Creator's purpose, respect what God created, respect the Creator that you carry everywhere you go. If you respected your presence, you won't be in certain situations, and if you end up there, you won't stay there. Thank you so much, Vilma. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, if you respected your presence, you won't. Listen, it's only lately in my life I began to respect my presence. Only later in my life, because nobody ever taught me these things that I'm speaking of. Nobody ever guided me. And maybe if they did, I probably wouldn't listen anyways, because I wasn't in that space. If I respected my presence back in the days, I probably won't have all those be with all those women that I was with. I wouldn't be. Because even as a man, if I respect my presence, I won't lay down with anybody. I wouldn't. If I respected my presence, I won't be just doing any nonsense at just taking all this stuff. I wouldn't. If you respected your presence, it's certain people that you wouldn't be with. True or false? Yeah. If you respect your presence, it's certain people that you won't want to come back in your life. Some of you all are still want somebody to come back in your life. The one that hurt you, the one that disrespected you. You still crave their attention. You still crave their presence. Why? Because you want to bring that presence around this presence and you're gonna confuse it again. If you respect your presence, you let things go. Seriously. If you respected your presence, you will let things go. You will let certain people go. Because you know for a fact every time they came close to you, you got messed up, you got jacked up, you got confused, you got ugly, you got loud, you changed your character, you get out of character. But yet the feeling is so familiar. The feeling is so familiar. The feeling of having them feels so familiar. The feeling of being with them feels so familiar that you think that you really need them, even though your presence literally is sick. Your presence, and you know when your presence don't like somebody, you know you're gonna you know you're gonna start feeling drained. You know when your presence is trying to reject an energy, it begin to feel drained. It begin to feel drained. Pain becomes familiar. When your presence is trying to reject somebody, you begin to feel tired around them, don't you? Yeah, voice. You begin to feel tired around them, and then here comes these feelings. You will find yourself always a little angry. You will be more angry than you will be happy. You will start to hold resentment. The resentment is going to start to kick in, don't it though? Everything that they do. Sometimes they just don't really care about what you feel, what you think, how you process things. They're going to do it anyways. Then you got to feel more jealous. Get tested for cancer. Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Hey, honey, we have to listen. If you don't respect your presence, when you take that presence and somebody else's presence, in somebody else's presence, you can't complain about what you get. Because when two energy comes together, what you get is what you get. And if that don't teach you, what else can? See, everybody keeps saying, I learned the hard way. You didn't learn the hard way. You learned the only way because you didn't listen and you didn't listen to any other way. So you didn't learn the hard way. You learned the only way that you was able to. And some of you have to get your ass beat for you to learn because you don't understand when they're teaching you in simplicity. So I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, I am telling you. I realize I love me more than getting to that. I'm telling you, you know, and like I said in my last video that I just posted, you have to go watch it. I posted a video. I said, for people who did anybody just see my video that I just posted about people loving too hard? People who love too hard. People say I love hard, so I'm afraid to fall in love because when I fall in love, I love hard, so I gotta be very careful. And you're right, but it's not because you love hard. It's because you don't love you. It's because if you love hard, like I said in my video, if you love hard, you will love you hard, don't you? If you love hard, if you love so hard, you're gonna love you hard. And when you love you hard, you know what you do? You protect you first. You respect you first. You are disciplined first. And you create boundaries first. And then when you love this hard, you step out of you. It's not love. That's attachment. Because what you do on the inside, you do on the outside. But if you love outside, if you love that person more than you love you, then it's not love anymore. It switches. Because if you do something more on the outside than do on the inside, it's called attachment. It's not love anymore. It's no longer love. It becomes attachment and it becomes a very toxic experience. It becomes a very codependent experience. You can't love hard because the word love alone is enough. The word love alone speaks a multitude. The word love alone expresses a whole lot. You don't need to add hard. Because when you have to add hard, add I love deeply, I love this, and then you're killing the whole word. Now you are using your ego. Yeah, do you understand? Do you understand me? When you begin to add words to love, you know what love means? The word love means that, listen, I will lay down my life for you. That's just love. Can you do more? Is there anything more that you can do? So how can you love me more or hard or anything else? It's just love. That's what love does. It's not because Christ loved hard. That's why he did what he did. He just loved. He so loved. Ain't that what he did? Come on now, you're not Christians. Come on, ain't that what he did? He so loved the world. He didn't say he loved so much the world, and he loved so hard that he laid down his life and give you. No, he says just for God so loved the world. Come on, man, you are not feeling me. I feel like you are not feeling me tonight. I feel like you are looking at me like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm not teaching. Am I saying I'm? Am I speaking sense or not? Listen, when you understand your presence, when you know your presence, you don't put yourself in every situation. You don't place yourself with anybody. Well, thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. When you understand your presence, you don't be in spaces that you gotta hide and you have to lower yourself and litter yourself and be a secret. When you understand your presence, you are listen, hey, hey, I'm here. You hear me? Listen, when you understand your presence, hey, I'm here. I want us to take from this today. I want us to be in the space of understanding our presence. I want you to think and be aware of your presence, how much it means, how powerful it is, how you should respect it, how you should honor your presence. Listen, man. Today I thought about. I'm telling you, I thought about this Bible verse, and I was like, oh, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. That's all your presence. That's your presence. But he delight in the law of the Lord. He delights in the truth. It doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter how something looks good. It doesn't matter how good it looks, how good it sounds. If you know the truth, don't go too deep into this emotional bondage because once you allow your emotions to take over, it goes deep, don't it? Once you allow those emotions to take over, it goes so deep. You begin to think on possibilities just to curb your emotions, just to satisfy your emotional needs. And the truth is they're dangling like, you're not going to hear me. So you're not going to respect me. So you're not going to honor me. So you're going to just leave me here. You begin to, man, you begin to make up stories in your mind. You begin to make up stories in your mind just to let the emotions feel good, to feel better. And that's when we lose. When I know he ain't this and he's not that and he has a woman and he's in a relationship, but He say he's not happy, and so you begin to justify those things, those lies, because they're not true. They're lies because you don't know. You don't know the truth. In that sense, you know the truth. Thou shalt not commit adultery, and there's a reason why. It brings a lot of trauma, a lot of codependency, a lot of emotions. And you know what? Let me tell you why. You know why it's so attractive? You know why it's so attractive? You know why somebody who's taken is who's so do you all notice that somebody who's in a relationship is more attractive than the ones who are single? Do you ever see that? Do you all ever realize that? Oh my God, the single ones. I never met somebody like him or her, but she's in a too bad she's taken, but I want her. So maybe when he or she leaves, and do you notice is the ones who are in relationships, do you know why? Do you all understand why? Let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you why so that you can understand. See, somebody who already have somebody ain't thinking about you. You are not the major thing in their minds. You are not their priority. So they are calm around you. They're not trying hard. They're not working hard. They are relaxed. Now, somebody who is not too sure of their presence, you're going to need that validation. So you're going to try. So, well, if he or she is married or taken, let me see my presence. Let me see what my value is. And if I can hold them or have them or sleep with them, then I can feel like I've accomplished something. And if he or she gives me the time, that means, damn, you're married and you still, I must be it. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you. I must be it. So then their energy is more relaxed. See, a person who's already taken, their energy is more relaxed. They're not forceful. They're not trying hard. And that is a cool energy, ain't it? And that's why they are more attractive. Somebody who is single, they want what they want. So they're on a time schedule. They want this, they want that, they want this. They are forceful. They're a little bit more this, they're a little bit more time. And therefore the energy is like, it's a different, no, no, no. But somebody who's taken, they ain't studying you and you don't like it. It challenges you. Somebody who's already taken, it challenges you. It makes you feel like you have to work for it. It makes you feel important. But why the energy comes back? Which energy, Bryce? I'm telling you. And that's why the ones in a relationship are more attractive because they're not trying. Especially a man who's in a relationship, a man who's married, he ain't trying hard to get you. He's not trying hard. He's just there chilling. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. I mean, if you come to him, you come to him. If you don't, you don't. You don't. You all right. And oh, when you are being a challenge, that has a big effect on your psychology. Do you all know that? When you are being challenged, it messes with your psychology. Yeah, Riri. Hey, Riri. I'm telling you, when you are being challenged, it messes with your psychology. Now you gotta psychology takes over. It becomes a psychological matter. It's not even about you want them for real. To be honest, you don't really want them, but psychologically, there's a force that you can't explain. There's a force that you can't describe. There's this. It's like, for instance, when you get some. I'm telling you, but because do you notice that when you don't want? Do you notice that when you're single, nobody approaches you? Yes, you, I. When you're single, people people leave you alone, man. People don't even try you. Maybe you have this resting face. Maybe you just have this look. Maybe you just have this different energy. But as soon as you get with someone in a relationship where you are relaxed, because a person who is relaxed is the most attractive. Let me know when you get it. A person who is more relaxed is more attractive because the energy is flowing smooth. The energy is experienced differently. The energy is free. That's why the people who are in relationships are more attractive. Yeah, Sabrina. I'm telling you. So now people who are they're more attractive. People who are relaxed. This is why I only attract married men. There's no such thing as that. No such thing as you only attract married men. No such thing. But I'm telling you, you're gonna be only drawn to them. You're gonna be tempted to them. You're tempted with them. Understand, man. The truth is the truth. Don't shy away from the truth. Don't shy away from your truth to just, what do you call that? Entertain an emotion. We have lots of emotions all the time. We have many emotions. If something looks familiar, whether somebody is married or not, if something looks familiar, our feelings come back. You growl. If something looks familiar, then feelings come back. I don't care if they're married or not. But you want what you want. Like, you know how someone said the heart wants what it wants, the ego wants what it wants, and the ego needs to be validated. So the ego has to find any way. See, the ego works with your emotions really good, don't it? The ego works with your emotions so good. The ego and your emotions work hand in hand. So when the ego desires a person, whether the person is married, single, taken, this, the ego says, I need that person. So let me bring up these feelings. Let me bring up this. If somebody rejects you, whether you want that person or not, why do you start to like them a little bit more? Why do you start to look at them a little bit more? Why do you start to pay attention to them a little bit more? Because when you are being rejected, it becomes a psychological game. It becomes psychology. See, what you resist, you are drawn to. What you resist come to you even more. So thank you, but have a ring on. So that's what I'm talking about, Brian. Yeah, the chase. Listen, when somebody rejects, listen, I'm telling you all, when somebody breaks up with you, somebody leaves you, you recognize them more because the resistance is powerful. You begin to confuse the resistance for like or for affection, and it's not. The ego is hellish, right? But we have to be aware. To stay out of your ego, you must invest and live in the truth. To stay out of your ego, again, let's read this again. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, is in the truth. The truth. And in his law does he meditate day and night. That means you focus on the truth. No, you know why you gotta focus on, you know why you gotta meditate day and night? Do you know why? You know why he says to meditate day and night? Because you're gonna always be, as you call it, tempted. You're gonna always be pulled left and pulled right by your desires, by your emotions. You're gonna be pulled left and right. You're gonna be attracted, attraction, and you're gonna be entertaining this and trying to, man, listen. So he says, meditate on his law day and night. What is the truth? Look for the truth in all things. Look for the truth in all things. If you recognize your presence, you will not fall for these silly temptations. You really won't. Look, how come you a man and you handsome and you don't be out there? Because I know my truth. The truth is, if I fall for that temptation, what I speak is all lies. I don't understand what I'm speaking. I'm a hypocrite. I must obey the truth, just like how you must obey the truth. I can't obey my emotions. Does my emotions want it sometimes? Of course it does. Do I feel like being pulled and experience certain things sometimes? Of course it does. That's the ego wants to explore. The ego wants to be, the ego still want what it wants. But the truth has to live. I have to meditate on the truth day and night. The law of God. You know, you know, you know what the book says. You know what is right and what is wrong. Somebody asked me, how do you practice discipline? By doing what is right. That's it. That is it. It's not a power. It's not magical. It's not a supernatural power. It's about, you know what you know. Just do it. Do you notice that the quote does not say, when you know better, you still do it anyways? It doesn't say that. It doesn't say, when you know better, you do what you feel. No, it says, when you know better, do better. Ain't that what it says? Exactly, Sabrina. Exactly, Bryce. Listen, when you know better, you do better. I don't care what you feel. The battle is always, hey, Lena Horn, always between the flesh and the spirit, always. It's more against the ego. But you know what, though? To be honest, when you invest in the spirit, the battle is already won. We just have to choose which one we feed. We can feed the spirit or we can feed the ego. Whichever one you feed. You know, there are some people that I know always are hurt because they always find themselves in the same situation with the same people. Some people are all, especially in relationships, they are stuck on the same people, the same type of people, and they always find themselves hurt. They always find themselves hurt. But if you hurt this, if you mess with a man like that, he's taken, he's married, whatever, going through a divorce, and you do it again, and you do it again, and every time you do it, you end up in the same situations. Why do you keep doing it? You know, one thing about life, you ain't got to be smart. You just have to pay attention. You ain't got to be smart to make right decisions. You got to use patterns and pay attention. They know the situation. Listen, if you keep, listen, the last time you did it, you got hurt. The time before, he's take. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an advice. Never mess with a man who is married, which is you all know this. You see it on you, or who's leaving his marriage. You understand me? Never mess with a man or a woman who is married or leaving their marriage. When you find out somebody is married, you don't have to know anything else. You don't have to know if he's happy. It's not your business to know if he's happy or not. If you have kids with her or not, or him, why are you still married? You don't want, it's none of your business. If he is doing the right, it is none of your business. When you hear married or taken, let that be the truth. Because everything else is accessories to the truth. Listen, I'm not happy. I'm with her for because of this. I'm with him because of this. I'm with her because I can't. I'm with him because I'm not financially able. I'm with her because until the kids get older. I'm with him because anything that you hear, the truth is they are married. Everything else doesn't make it. If you hear a man says or a woman says, I'm leaving my husband or my wife, and I'm in that stage of divorce, leave them alone. Because what they want now is not what they want a year from now after the divorce. What they want right now is not what they're going to want when they get free. I want you to understand this is a very important situation. If a man or woman is going through a divorce, what they look at right now, which is you, is not what they look at when the divorce is final. I promise you. Promise you. They want you now because you're occupying a space in their life. When they get free, I don't want to be married anymore. I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm just leaving a relationship. I need time. I need space. Understand, many of you are with people who are going through a divorce, who are about to get separated, leave them alone. Because they don't have the capacity of to think like that. They don't know what they want. They are confused. And a matter of fact, let me tell you something. When you are leaving somebody, when you just break up with somebody, when you are fresh out of a relationship, leave people alone. Because you know why? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Many of you will only focus on the one thing that you wouldn't get in. See the one thing that you desired so much in a relationship that you wasn't getting? See, you see that one thing? Especially if you wanted attention in your relationship and you didn't get it. And now you broke up and you met someone, a man or woman, who gave you all the attention that you need. Do you know that's all you're going to see? That's all you're going to want? That's all you're going to be drawn to them for, because nothing else will matter. Because the one thing that you were missing, a lot of you are leaving one person for the next, and you don't even realize that the one thing that that person have or is showing you is only that one thing that that person didn't show you, who you just left. And a lot of times, when your eyes become open and you see that they are just like what you just left, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be angry. When you are leaving somebody, take some time. Leave. Take some time. Mingle by yourself a little bit. Be free. Hey, Kathy. Just be free. Be open. Be healed. Be happy. Be high vibrational. Just be single for a while. It's not that you need healing, but you need to get that energy off of you. And it's not healing, it's just that your energy is entangled. And you need some time to separate, because listen, when two spirits separate, when energy and energy begin to detach, there's some things that come with it. There's some things that come with it. You understand me? When two people or two energies begin to detach, there's some things that come with it. I don't think you'll be feeling me. So I think sometimes I'll be saying too much because you aren't feeling me. What if, what about if you left them in your head, but not physically? If you left them in your head, leave physically too. Because the physically, listen, if you are around an energy, it consumes you. You can't leave nobody in your head and leave them and not leave them physically, because they're still with you. If you leave them physically, but not in your head, they still stay with you. Physically, physical has a strong bond. I know you all think as women that, well, women, the reason why they take so long to leave is because you leave them years before. You haven't left, you're still there. They have influence over your body and your emotions. They really do. There's a physical connection that happens. And the physical connection controls a lot of things about your subconscious. It controls your body. It controls how you feel, your emotions. It has power. Your physical has power, unmatched power. I'm telling you. So you got to be aware. So just because physical is very strong, physical will mess you up. So if you leave in your head, you might as well leave in your mind too, or in your body too. What is a good time frame when you should enter into a new relationship when healed? I said 2 years. No, not see. There's no time. Everybody is different. There's no time. It depends on how much karma you have built up in that relationship. It goes by how much karma. That means every time, see, when we think and we feel and we think and we feel and we think and we feel and we act, we think, feel, and act, the more you think is the more. See how the Bible says that if a man has lusted at a woman, he has already committed adultery. That's because you can develop karma in your thoughts and in your feelings. Understand, karma is not just what you do physically, it's what you think, it's what you pre predetermined or is all about how you feel and think and what your intentions are. You build karma. So if you can burn that karma off, depending on who you are. For me, I burn off karma very quickly because I don't really hold that thing in my mind or in my body. I know how to release certain energies. I know how to speak without being attached to my words. I know how to touch without being entangled. I know how to be involved without being attached. I know how to do those things because I've practiced those things over the years. So for me, karma is not that, it's not that strong in me because I learn how to be still at all times. So the longer you can be still is the more faster it burns. If you can be still, karma will burn. If you can be still and stay still for a while, karma will burn. Because and what does be still means after a relationship? What no, it's not women are different. It's not that it's the listen, it's not that it's about women or men. It's no different. Because I think you think that men are no, men are the same way. Have you ever seen a man in love who left his wife, who loved his wife, whose wife left? He can't control himself. He lost the same control that the woman lost. Women are different. It's the knowledge that we lack. It's the knowledge. In that situation that we lack, we don't recognize, we don't know who we really are. So we think that we are, women think that you are, I'm emotional creature. Here's the truth. Every man and every woman are emotional creatures. You are not more emotional than a man. You are not. You really not. Got you. Got you, Bryce. But for those people who think that women are more emotional, you're really not. It's just that we express emotions differently. We practice different emotions. You see, have you ever seen a man who's always angry, who's always moody, who always want to leave? He don't want to talk. He always want to argue. He always want to this. He always this. That's emotional. That's an emotional man. All men are emotional. But the thing is, some practice different emotions. They practice the emotions that they actually see and they experience growing up. Sometimes they experience a bunch of detachment and anger and hate and this and that and a whole lot of things. So we have to understand is we are all equally emotional. Exactly. Bryce, for real. Hey Tabby, how you doing? They show it not how you show it, but they show it. You know how they show it? Look at how much they lie. Look at how much they cheat. Look at how much they want the ego to be stroked. Look at how much they want. They show it. It's just that what's important to me is not important to you. So of course it won't be expressed differently. What you find important is not what I find important. You want to see how emotional a man is? Mess with the things that he like. Mess with what he finds happiness in. Mess with what he finds value in. You will see emotions. Mess with what he finds. See, you express your emotion because you have practiced in that sense. You have heard the woman does this, the feminine does this, the woman, if you don't talk, and if you don't this, then we are all emotional beings. Yeah. How do we gain control and discernment so we are not swayed or easily influenced, especially if you don't know up and down? It's great questions. So, how do you gain control and discernment? Discernment comes with truth. Discernment comes with your conscience. It comes with truth. If you give me 1 second, okay? Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me turn my lights on. Discernment comes with truth. It's impossible to have discernment without truth. Matter of fact, it's the way how truth speaks to us is discernment. So we must have a certain level of truth. And when we have truth, everything that's not of the truth will vibrate in us the level of lies it is. Okay? Everything that doesn't vibrate in that truth serum, we will know by the body and the spirit will respond in a way, our energy will respond in a way that tells us, hey, this is off. Hey, this don't make sense. What if you are used to lies, manipulation that yellow seems purple and now you can't believe it's yellow? You're gonna have to recondition. See, listen, when you are trying to recondition your mind, you're gonna have to go through a certain time. You're gonna have to go through a certain separation. You're gonna have to separate yourself because you cannot learn those things. See that this is why our communities pull you away from your parents, from your father, from your siblings, and put you in a classroom so you can learn. You can condition the way how you think and feel. They pull you away from the masses and put you in a classroom with 20 people, and you are segregated in that place all day. When you want to learn and recondition your mind and your spirit, you have to separate yourself because now you have to reprogram by just new information. You have to learn new information. And you know what though, to be honest, it's all around you. It's all around you. And when you are ready, it will be right there waiting. When you are ready, it's right there looking at you. Emotionally, we know some things are off, but is a something within us that we know the truth. There's something within us that we know. We know this don't make sense. This don't feel. I don't know what don't make. This is not the truth. We know. Listen, that's one thing about us. We know. We know because if you're gonna be in the same place doing the same thing where you're always miserable, anxious, angry, insecure, something is off. We know somebody is lying, something is off. And that will tell us because your emotions also will tell you when you're in a space where you are not complete. You know what though? Um, Angel, that I understand. You're so used to people telling you what to think. I don't know how to think, trust myself. I get it. This is when they take separation. You gotta separate yourself. You gotta separate yourself. And you begin to, and for me, you see, I was there. So I began to invest in books. I began to read. I began to read. The information is there. I began to read. I began to read and study and read and study. And after a while, you begin to ingest that information. And as you study and read, you see you are by yourself more because the information is there. You just have to trust. You have to find the information. But the truth is, no matter what information you find, is where you need to start. No matter what information no matter what information you find, is where you need to start. And the truth is, you're gonna attract new information everywhere you go. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. You have to trust that. You're trying to control your mind. You're not supposed to control your mind. See, when you have education, you know that you don't control your mind. You let your mind be. I don't try to control my mind. I get laughed at or get people mad at me because of the way I see things. Listen, Sabrina, that's okay. That's not a problem. I do too. Depending on who you hang around. The reason why you get laughed at by people who, when you see how things are, because you're around people who doesn't feed your subconscious. You're around people who doesn't align to what you believe. You're around unequally yoked people. You're around people who doesn't feed your soul, of course. Surround yourself with like people. Surround yourself with liked people. When you are with liked or the same vibrational people, they're about laughing at you. They understand you without talking. So this is why you get laughed at. You are surrounding yourself with people who not on you on the same vibrational wavelength. Craig, explain men who express emotions or communicate having consumed alcohol. Alcohol, listen, when a man or woman consumes alcohol and he is in his drunken state, the man is telling you the truth. He's telling you exactly how he feels. One thing about communication, words come from the heart, whether you're drunk or not. And a drunken man will tell you exactly how he feels. He will tell you what he thinks. He will tell you what he wants. He will tell you what he hates. He will tell you exactly what he feels. Believe him. When he's drunk, believe him. So when he consumes alcohol, don't listen. If a man is drunk and he lie, I mean, he tells you something that's bad. Let's say something that's bad, and then when he is sober, he want to change his mind. Don't take it. It's not true. He means what he said. He meant what he said. He was just brave enough to say it. He was brave enough. He was open enough, and he trusted what he wanted to say would be said. So when a man is drunk, listen to him. Let him talk. He will talk. Listen, you'll know where he stands. After the night is finished, you know exactly where he stands. But it's up to you to say, "I forgive you because you was drunk." Don't do that. They know exactly what they're saying. Then they're not. You see, when they're drunk, they're not handicapped. So be careful. Do you have some recommendations? And true, start with some books. Like, you know what? I think one of your books. I always give this book out. I think one of the good books that you could have started to, especially if you was confused a lot growing up, if you was in a space where people was thinking for you, with this book, because this book will tell you the four agreements. Let's start with the four agreements. Simple book. It's just four things that you agree with yourself with. And the four agreements is a very powerful book. Does anybody know the first agreement? The first agreement is this: be impeccable with your words. Be impeccable with your words. That's one agreement. If you could agree to your words and to whatever you speak, you do it. It's called the four agreements. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay? The Four Agreements. Take a screenshot by Don Miguel Ruiz. The first agreement is being impeccable with your words. When I learned that we are the only creation with a word, I begin to take my words very seriously. Whatever I said, I begin to do. And whatever I said, I meant. I meant what I said, and I said exactly what I meant. And I say it in a way that is not disrespectful, it's not crazy, but I use my words. I take my words very seriously. This is when I talk with so much passion. That's why there's so much passion behind my voice. When I speak, people are like, why are you so? I speak because I believe in what I'm saying, because my words are powerful. I know it, I know they are. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. When I learned that one, do not take anything personally. When I learned that one, I begin to I begin to release all of that hurt, of that pain. I begin my healing journey. When I learned to not take things personally, people are just doing what they want to do. They're doing what they desire. They're doing things and it has nothing to do with you. It's based on their Chuck, how come you don't take my compliments too hard? How come you don't take my compliments seriously? Because your compliments is from you because you are feeling in a good mood. Because when your mood change, your compliments becomes insults. So why don't I take your insults personal? Because it's about how you feel. I don't take you personal. Why don't you take my insults? Why don't you care? I don't it's not I don't care. I just know that you are in a mood. And from your mood is what your words come from. So what if you give a compliment, I know you feel good about yourself. If you give me an insult, you're not feeling too good about yourself. I get it. So don't take things personal. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. You know how you assume things, you know how you always assuming and then you always in that in those thoughts and you overthink and you assume and the more you assume, you can be wrong, you can be completely wrong, you can assume somebody wants you and that. Don't make assumptions. Ask the questions. Find out the truth, but don't assume. Assuming only make you think a whole lot. It don't clear up your mind. It just makes your mind busy. It makes your mood change, you're emotional based on something that you're assuming. Yeah. And the fourth agreement is always do your best. Not their best, your best. But you know, there's a couple more agreements. But listen, if you start with the book, I think that book will break down some stuff for you. Okay? Yeah, that book will change your life. If you just listen to him long enough, they'll end up telling on themselves one way or the other. Facts. Oh, you have it, Poker? I went and bought that book for your suggestion. It was very enlightening. Good, good, good. I like that. That took some time, but when you get number two, you are number two takes some time now. Don't take it personal because you gotta separate your ego. Why we take things personal is because the ego is always in the way. We think it's about us. Ain't much things about us. What people do ain't really about us. It's about them. And when you learn that, you learn to separate yourself from it. Don't take things personal. I really adjusted my vibe. Good. My dad taught me about us assuming early. To assume makes an ass of you and me. Facts. What if you ask questions and they lie? Well, if you know they're lying, then why you gotta be upset? If you ask questions and you know that they are lying, then at least you know that they are lying. To know is better than not to know. If you ask questions to people and they're lying, let people lie. It's their lies. It's their hearts. It's their mouths. And it's their energy is weakened. Remember, the more you lie is the more weaker your energy is. The more you lie, the weaker your energy is. Let people lie. What's up, Miss Taylor or Mr. Taylor? What's up? How are you doing? A lot of insight into myself. Good, good. Hot quarter. I'm glad. If they are lying, their words won't match up to their actions. Facts. You know, the thing is, we know somebody is lying, but we still want them. I think that's our biggest issue. We know somebody is lying, but to satisfy your ego, you keep them. You say, "Well, yeah, I know you're lying, but I just want you to stop lying to me because you want the excuse to keep them so much, so you accept their lies." And while you stay with them for their lives, it doesn't feel good ever. You can't trust them again. You might as well make peace with yourself and leave. So I'm just saying, I just got here. What we are about to be finished. We are about to be finished. I'm finished. I've been talking for over an hour and 10 minutes. Listen, thank you all for joining me. If you haven't seen my video, the last one I posted, make sure you go see it because you might like it. Is about feelings. All right. So make sure you check out my videos. Thank you all for listen. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for talking. Thank you all for you know comments. I really love and appreciate the comments and the thoughts and even the likes. All right. Riri, you're still there. You be quiet, huh? Same to you too. Have a beautiful night. Listen, what you say? Oh my, Bromley. This has been intense. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Can you make a video on how to deal with disrespectful disrespect properly? You don't have to deal with anything. Listen, you don't have to deal with anything. I think we deal with people who are disrespectful because our value are disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Remember, my whole thing. Oh, you just joined. Okay, Riri, I hear you. It's good seeing you. But listen, I'll talk about this later, okay? Listen, you all have a good night. Have a good day. I hope you all have a beautiful rest and a beautiful evening. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for conversing with me. Thank you all for your communication, your likes, your comments, your shares, your whatever. I appreciate you guys, all right? I see you guys. I don't know when I'm going live again because, no, I come on live but when I think about it, okay? Okay, Kathy. Y'all be blessed, all right? I'm out. Peace.